4 media stars of finance in a single fund, 2 Nobel laureates in economics, the former number 2 at the Federal Reserve, and the best bond trader of his generation. And in 5 weeks they lost $4.6 billion. Not because they were fools, because they trusted something that seemed impossible. This is the story of the one idea that explains it. It wasn't the bet, it was the leverage. Long-term capital management. Meriwether, an arbitrage legend. Scholes and Merton, 2 Nobel laureates. Mullins, former vice chairman of the Fed. Their prestige was the weapon. 20%, 43, 41, 17. In 4 years, they nearly tripled the money, with no bumps. Where did it come from? Let's build their trade step by step, with numbers. Slowly. The only thing you need to know about bonds for this story: their price isn't fixed, it moves. The more people want a bond, the higher its price climbs. How that price is calculated is explained in our video on bond pricing. Here, that's all you need. 2 bonds from the same government, almost identical. Same maturity, same risk. They should cost the same. But the just issued one is in fashion. Everyone wants it because it's incredibly easy to buy and sell. And what everyone wants costs more, $1,000. The one from the previous auction is identical in risk, but a little less convenient to sell. Since it's less wanted, it's cheaper, $983. That $17 gap isn't paid for extra risk. It's what the convenience of being able to sell fast costs. The liquidity premium. The first operation where the money is uses the new bond. You borrow a bond worth $1,000 and sell it right away for $1,000. You wait 3 months for its liquidity premium to fade. Then you buy it back, cheaper, for $983, and return it. You've made $17. But borrowing that bond for 3 months costs a rental fee, about $5. So your clean profit is $12. That's the basic operation. Selling something you've borrowed is called going short. The second operation is independent, and on its own it isn't trying to make anything. You buy an OLD bond for $983, hold it 3 months, and sell it for $983. Return, 0. So what's it for? To protect you. If during those 3 months the price moves for other reasons, interest rates, say, the old bond rises or falls exactly like the new one. So whatever that move takes from you or gives you when you buy back the new one, it returns or charges back in the same amount and with the opposite sign when you sell the old one. They cancel out. It's just insurance against price changes from other factors. Buying a bond is called going long. And that's it. 2 separate operations. The first gives you $12 clean per pair. The second takes away the risk. Almost no danger. But $12 is a trifle. The key is to repeat this same tiny operation across an immense number of bonds. Thousands upon thousands of pairs, each with its $12. Added up, they're a fortune. But to move that many bonds, you need a mountain of money you don't have. And that's what the repo is for. Before we go on, the most important thing, and the part that's rarely explained, that million isn't spent. It works like the down payment on a house. With a small down payment, you control a much more expensive home because the house itself stands as collateral for the loan. That down payment doesn't vanish. It's your share of the house and the cushion that absorbs the first drop. LTCM's leverage is exactly that, but with bonds and repeated many times. You have $1 million and each bond costs $1,000. With that million, you buy 1,000 bonds. But you don't keep them. You pawn them all at once. They lend you 98% of what they're worth, $980,000, and keep the bonds as collateral. That 2% they don't hand over, $20,000, is their cushion in case the bonds fall. A loan with bonds as collateral is called a repo. That cushion, the haircut. And here's the trick. You don't stop. With those $980,000, you buy 980 more bonds and pawn them too. They give you $960,400, and you buy another 960. You pawn again and buy 941, and again and again. Each round is a little smaller, but never reaches 0. Adding up all the rounds with your single million, you end up controlling about 50,000 bonds. $50 million in bonds, 50 times your money. And notice, the sum of all those 2% haircuts is exactly your million. But pay attention, that million hasn't been spent. It's been turned into your share of those 50 million, the down payment, the cushion. It's still yours, only now it works for 50. That leverages you to buy the old bonds, the hedge. But the operation that actually makes the money is selling the new bond short. And where does the bond you sell come from? From the pawn in reverse. Instead of handing over bonds and getting money, you hand over money and get the bonds on loan, and you sell them instantly. That's called a reverse repo. And then it all clicks. The money that comes in from selling the new bonds pays for the old bonds you buy, and those old bonds, pawned, return the money that holds the position up. The direct repo and the reverse repo lock together into a single leveraged machine. With $1 million of cushion, you move tens of millions on both sides at once. And they had yet another way to multiply themselves, different from the pawn. Instead of buying 100 million in bonds, they sign a paper that copies their price. If those bonds rise, the bank pays them the rise. If they fall, they pay the fall. But the 100 million is never bought and never changes hands. Only the small difference travels back and forth. And here too you pay nothing up front. You leave a deposit as collateral, another down payment, and that deposit backs the full swing of 100 million, putting almost nothing down. A contract whose value copies that of something else is called a derivative, and this one, which only exchanges the difference, a swap. The pawn multiplies what you have, the derivative what you don't even have to hold. That's why there were two figures that didn't add up. Real bonds worth 129 billion, and more than $1 trillion in derivatives. And it all fits into one idea. Your gain is the margin times the leverage. Half a point times 30 equals 15%. Stretch it a little and you get the 40% years. They didn't win by being geniuses. They repeated pennies with a giant lever. An almost perfect machine. But that formula hides a trap. Leverage is a magnifying glass, and a magnifying glass amplifies the good and the bad alike. Flip it around. A 3% move against you times 30 doesn't trim your gain. It takes all your capital. Leverage is symmetric. And they intensified it even further. They returned 2.7 billion to their investors, but without trimming positions. They removed cushion without removing risk. The leverage rose in silence from 17 to almost 30. August 1998. A faraway government stops paying its debt. LTCM had almost nothing there, but it lit panic across the whole world. Here's the key that's rarely told. Those two bonds are identical. Same government, same coupons, same face value. By their numbers, they should be worth the same. The only thing that sets them apart is how easy they are to sell. That's why that $17 gap answers to neither risk nor yield. It is simply the price of liquidity, what you pay to be able to sell fast. And their bet was only that those 17 would shrink until they vanished. Rates, yield, everything else was covered by the insurance. The only thing they left exposed was the price of liquidity. And then the panic arrives. Suddenly, the only thing everyone wants is to be able to sell immediately. And when everyone wants the same thing at once, its price soars. The price of liquidity, which was 17, jumps to 60. And here's the key. The bond they have to buy back is the easier to sell of the two. In a panic, the easiest to sell is exactly what everyone chases, so it gets dearer, and they have to buy it back more expensive. The one they hold, the hard to sell, is the one everyone flees, so it sinks. Both operations lose at once. No insurance covered this. It protected against rates, not against liquidity. And the gap that was supposed to close widens like never before. Why a catastrophe and not just a bad streak? Because all their trades were at heart the same. In every one they had bought the hard to sell and sold short the easy one. They had hundreds of bets that looked independent, but in the panic they all moved at once as a single one. How much two things move together is called correlation. Theirs went from nearly zero to moving almost in lockstep. Diversification, their shield, vanished right when they needed it most. Their models thought it nearly impossible. They treated the market as a smooth bell, but reality has fat tails. Catastrophes happen more often. Taleb gave it a name, the black swan. What your model swears is impossible, and happens. And the cruelest part, they were right. The spreads did close in the end, but they didn't make it. With leverage of 30 and everything marked to market each day, the paper loss triggered margin calls, more collateral, exactly when there was no one to sell to. Each forced sale opened the gap wider. The million that opens a position is almost never the one that survives it. In 5 weeks, from 4.7 billion to a few hundred, they were so big that their fall would drag everyone down with them. The New York Fed sat 14 banks down, who put up $3.625 billion for 90% of the fund. It wasn't public money. Earlier, Buffett had offered to buy it, but the deadline was extremely short and it lapsed. He summed it up. To make money they didn't have and didn't need, they risked what they did have and did need. Leverage is a double-edged weapon. Liquidity is a hidden tide that pulls out all at once. Smooth bell models underestimate catastrophes. If you grow so big that you are the market, there's no one to sell to. And returning capital without trimming risk raises leverage in silence. It was not the bet. The bets were good. It was the leverage. And a line from Buffett: only when the tide goes out do you see who was swimming naked. Long-term capital was the only one without trunks. Educational content, not advice. If we've made the ideas clearer for you, subscribe to My Best Wealth. We analyze, you decide.